Thank you so much for joining us on this very fine Wednesday morning, the 15th day of April 2026. Let's begin the day with the quote of the day. Well, and this is the quote of the day, and this is by Larry King, the very celebrated Larry King. He says, everybody has a story and there's something to be learned from every experience. Indeed, we all have a story, and every experience that we gain, every experience we gather, whatever we go through, there's most definitely something to be learned from. Whether positive or negative experience, we will be able to learn something from all of the experiences that we go through. And so you have a story. Today is a day to go through something and learn from that experience. And that is what Larry King has for us on our quote of the day today. We have so much for you on ABC in the morning, but before I even go through what we have for you, we are streaming live on both Facebook and on YouTube. The page is ABC News GH, ABC News GH. And so if you have not subscribed to our YouTube page yet, kindly do so. If you have not liked our Facebook page yet, please do so, like it, so that you will be abreast with all that we have. We'll bring you the headlines, what's the front pages of the various newspapers in the country are saying. Beyond that, we'll have conversations, and today's conversations will center around education. We'll also look at what's happening at our ports because of the public and AI system, and then rates. The NPP has been demanding some accountability. They say that government is targeting them, targeting their members. The very latest in the whole conversation is former GHOK boss, the former boss of GHOK, Maxwell Kofi Juma, whose home in the Ashanti region was raided a few hours ago, just yesterday, in the late hours of the afternoon. And so the NPP says that, well, some of these things are targeting. Some of them, these raids really, you want to go after our people, and you are going after them. You'll recall that in the past couple of days, some NPP affiliated persons or NPP members have been in the custody of the police. Also, Kofi Juma's home was raided by Iyoko. So much that videos to show. When it's time, we'll show you that and then have conversations on that. And so there's a lot happening, but particularly on the education sector. You recall that the Ministry of Education opened some slots for 7,000 slots. Ministry of Education opened the portal for 7,000 slots, and they have received over 40,000 applications. This raises a very huge concern, a big concern about unemployment in the country. So many youth go out and they are demanding jobs. They say that they are unemployed. They've completed school. They have all the requisite certificates or whatever accolades they need to go look for jobs, but there are no jobs to absorb them. And this is a stark reminder of the dire situation we find ourselves in as a country, because 7,000 slots available, 40,000 applicants have applied already. We can't even say conclusively that the 40,000 who have applied are all of the unemployed teachers in the country. It's a big issue. It's a big problem. It's really, really a big problem. Government at this point is only able to absorb 7,000. That is why it has opened the slot for 7,000. That is a big issue. Who absorbs the rest of the teachers? This is a huge problem that we are faced with at the moment. And so today we'll take a look at the education sector, look at our unemployment situation in the country. This is just education. So many other sectors are faced with the same situation. And these are Ghanaians who look for something to do because there's no ready available job for them. So some people have had to fall on menial jobs here and there just to get by. These are some conversations we'll take a look at today on ABC in the morning. And I'll also open the phone line so that you can call and share your thoughts with us, where you call us on 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll start with the headlines of the pages and then we'll continue with all of our conversations. Do stay.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what will be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
You're still watching ABC in the morning here on ABC News GH. Let's take a look at the headlines on the various newspaper front pages. What are making or what is making the news? This is Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic reports that at IMF World Bank spring meetings, the world applauds Ghana's economic turnaround, and that is the biggest story on them, taking almost 1/4 or 1/3 of the front page. Government pushes for dedicated TVET fund and reforms, and world meets in Ghana to honor Asantehene as pillar of peace, or 2432 as pillar of peace, and that is the Daily Graphic. On the Daily Guide, former President Kufuor says state control weakens private sector. State control weakens private sector, and Cape 3 Points declared marine protected area. The Vice President Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, was there for that declaration. Cape 3 Points has been declared a marine protected area, and some 6 persons have have been caged over 14.3 million Ghana cedi at the Braka gold robbery. A few weeks or months ago, there was it was all over the news when some persons stormed at Braka, a jewelry shop, and made away with some jewelry. Well, they have been arrested. FIDA petitions CJ over RNAQ divorce judge. Over the weekend, was making all of the waves. A lot of conversations. I have seen Nana Oye Letha, former gender minister and also deputy chief of staff at the presidency, speak on this matter. She did not mince words at all. And so FIDA has petitioned the chief justice over the RNAQ divorce judge, the judge who sat on the case. A lot of people said that his comments in his ruling were very disheartening. The overseer says 49-year-old Benin finance minister wins presidency with a 94% landslide, and that is from Benin. Ghana seeks stronger World Bank support as finance minister meets and Burge at spring meetings. Aziz Donla declares intent to contest NEC Upper West Regional Communication Officer position. All the best to the gentleman Aziz Donla. And these are some of the news. Scandal hunting gone wrong. Samuel Lewuku withdraws ITI request to Ghana Marine Authority. The overseer reports that. The Chronicle, IGP Yohuno promotes 10 plucky cops who foiled armed robbery attack in Tema. IGP Yohuno has promoted them. Baba Amando remanded for allegedly altering Mahama and others' photos. We understand that Baba Amando has been taken back into police custody. NPP USA members reject revised election guidelines. That is the Chronicle. The Publisher, import interest behind maize lies, and this is by the Minority. RNAQ case, FIDA petitions Chief Justice. Gold trade powers Ghana's Asia export. Baumia did not lie or flip-flop. That is Publisher. Crusading, the new Crusading Guide. Ex gratia payments blue. Shraj probes Ato forcing. Tremensu youth go bunkers. And private developer takes over public school land. DCE planning bosses. And then RNAQ case, FIDA condemns judge. This is the Crusading Guide. The Daily Statesman, unpaid teachers threatening protest today. And IERPP presses Finance Ministry on Publican AI deal. Government undermining local farmers with imports. This is the Minority. And we need partnership to drive development. Kufuor urges leaders to rise above partisan politics. FIDA the new Publisher, hands off business. Kufuor insists states must not compete with private sector, and 30,000 classrooms without teachers. Even if there's 30,000 classrooms without teachers, then the 40,000 teachers who have applied for the 7,000 jobs, well, we should be able to absorb them, because if one teacher to one classroom, then we should be able to at least do 3/4 of the number that has applied. Well, we'll see what the Education Ministry is able to do. Government denies presence of foreign military troops. Attempts to bury 5-month baby girl alive. Lands apostle in cells. And that is the new Publisher. The Searchlight, ex gratia payments. Raj investigates Ato force, and Nathaniel Markin rebukes court decision in Baba Amando case while praising police conduct. And court remands Baba Amando for 10 days. So on the Daily Searchlight, or the Searchlight, it is the Baba Amando case that is making the headlines. The Custodian, over 100 teachers left Gushegu over housing shortage. NDC government in cover-up arrest to divert attention from LGBTQ plus pressure, oral and 24-hour economy failures. Government makes local farmers poor with imports. Jasican Diocese gets new bishop, and that is the custodian. The news center says MTN open to partnerships to build data centers in Ghana, and risk health trade-off. Government abandons Agenda 111 for 350 health posts. Gold trade fuels Ghana's export surge to Asia, Middle East, and coalition of think tanks propose 1.65 Ghana cedis fuel tax cuts. Strike. Well, this new paper also says that Mahama launches free primary healthcare policy today. Ghana rules out foreign military bases, and Ghana's economic progress needs public-private partnership. That former President John Agyekum Kufuor marking fumes at Circuit Court judge, and pay teachers threaten massive protest on Wednesday, April 15. Today is Wednesday, April 15. Let's see if it does happen. Nungua Palace hosts global diaspora delegation. Daily Gist. Samia Uku invokes RTI law to probe MV Sankofa drug saga. Well, invokes. We understand that Samia Uku has now withdrawn the RTI request. Shraj probes Atoforsin, drama in court as Baba Amando caged over Facebook post. FIDA petitions CJ over judge's conduct in RNAQ's divorce case. Then Quisita, WB World Bank hails Ghana. They are collecting cash from illegal miners. Amenfi Eastern DC chairman accuses MCE and police commander. Ghana pushes leadership in global digital standards. Over 3.5 million malaria cases recorded in Ghana in 2025. And well, that's all for the newspaper review. These are the stories making the headlines on the various newspapers. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll start having some conversation. We'll take a look particularly at the education sector's issue. 7,000 slots for teachers. Over 40,000 teachers apply. However, we also understand that some 30,000 classrooms without teachers. How are we finding a balance? How are we absorbing the teachers to ensure that we reduce unemployment? And how do we also give quality education by putting teachers in the classroom? After this break, do stay with us.
Never change when it comes to feeding your family. You choose what you trust. For generations, Gino has delivered the same dependable quality every time. Thick, red, rich. Gino truly cares. This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
This week's been wild. New release.
welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning live on ABC News GH, and I remind you that we are streaming live on both Facebook and on YouTube, ABC News GH, across the two platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube page and like our Facebook page. Turn on post notifications. That way, anytime we are live, you will be notified and you can enjoy all that we have for you here on ABC in the morning. Let's have some conversation. We understand that some teachers who have not been paid for the past 14 months and over are embarking on a demonstration today to communicate their displeasure. 14 months of no pay, 14 months of having to always show up in class to teach. They have had it. It has come to a head and they need their voices to be heard. And so we'll take you to the Obra spot very soon. Speak with some of the teachers while the demonstration. Is that the final, is that the only avenue they have explored, or have they explored other avenues, and because they have not seen any results, they have had to resort to this? Well, let's have some conversation. Daniel Anoche is one of the teachers who is embarking on the demonstration today. Let's have some conversation. Hello, Daniel.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Daniel, why are you demonstrating today?
Good morning to your listeners. First of all, there's a point of correction somewhere. We are the 2024 recruited teachers currently on payroll.
Okay.
But our grievance is that we worked for some months and government only paid 1 month.
Okay.
Government only paid 1 month. I think we the highest number of months some of our colleagues worked was 15 months, and government paid 1 month. Others for 11 months, government paid 1 month, and then the least is 6 months, and government paid 1 month. And then we are here to demonstrate for our arrears.
So yours is an arrears issue. You have been enrolled fully onto the system.
Exactly.
Okay. Have you been given any reasons for which your arrears have not been paid? I mean, to demonstrate normally would be... Please go ahead.
Yeah. If you could remember, back in October last year, we had a demonstration on our salary payment, because by then we weren't being paid. And so we hit the street for salary payment. Our minister came and said cabinet would fix and then ensure that we get our salaries and our full arrears. I think in some days' time, if you remember correctly, there were other health workers who were also in the same predicament as us, who went on the street to demonstrate. And the outcome of the demonstration was that cabinet has approved some 1.1 billion Ghana cedis to compensate for our salaries and our arrears. And not only us, and that of our health, our colleague nurses. And so we were in good faith in November that we were going to receive all our salaries and our arrears. But to our surprise, in November, that was the first time we were receiving salaries. We received only 1 month.
Okay.
Together with our colleague nurses.
Well, first off,
December 1 month. January 1 month. And then on February, whilst validation time, we were there, and then we got a letter from the Ministry of Finance, where it came from that they have reached agreements with the health sector to pay them their salary arrears with a clear payment plan when and how they are going to get the money. And so we thought it as much that since the approval or the clearance covered both nurses and teachers, we should be part. But as of now, we haven't heard anything from anybody. That's why we are here today to demonstrate.
but have you engaged in dialogue with the ministry, with GES, over these unpaid salary arrears?
Yes, of course. Definitely, we've engaged our minister on this salary even before the agreement between the health sector and the health minister and the Minister of Finance. But then, when that letter came out, we also engaged our sector minister. And then what he said was that he's still waiting for some clearance. We didn't know which clearance he was waiting for, because he was the one that said the 1.1 billion Ghana cedis covers both sectors. And so he said he was waiting for some clearance. But I mean, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Only for us to wake up last 2 weeks for the same minister to come out and announce that he has been given a clearance to recruit 7,000 teachers without talking on our arrears. And so we don't get it. Which clearance again are we waiting for?
For 14 months and over, you have not received salary but just 1 month's salary. How have you been able to cope as teachers? You show up to class every day, don't you?
We show up to class every single day. In fact, getting a job should have been any young man's dream or the happiest moment. But honestly, for some of us, I think the first year of getting the job has been the most difficult years of our life. I mean, there are colleagues who were posted from Northeast region to the Volta region, and they had to endure. They had to live on loans for months, for over 14 months. And then for government to give clearance, and you know the nature of our clearance scheme. It was a public knowledge, and everybody knew we were going to get paid. Only for us to go for get salaries of 1 month. And so the moment the salary comes, you have to settle your debt. And so we are living in a cycle of we are in a survival mode. It's not easy for us. So that's why today we are here to show our displeasure and ask the relevant question as to why we are part of the 1.1 billion Ghana city, and our colleagues have their areas and we do not have ours. That's what we're asking.
Daniel, how many of you are demonstrating today?
We are made up of colleagues, College of Education graduates and university graduates. We are looking at a number of about 300 teachers because some of our members are in schools. Those are the double track schools. Remember, GES came out with a letter that we shouldn't come to demonstrate during contact hours, and so we want to respect the code of conduct. And so those of us who are at basic schools and single track senior high schools are on vacation. We are the ones that are here. Okay. Most of our colleagues in the double track schools, we told them to stay behind and work. We will fight for them. Well, so we are expecting about 200, 300 people today.
You say GES says you should not demonstrate during contact hours. How then are you able to?
GES brought out a letter, I think, for the 6th of March.
Right.
Saying that our group, particularly the national group, that we've been coming there and we've been coming there during contact hours, and it is a breach of the code of conduct. In fact, when the letter came out, NAT and NAGRAT and CCT all condemned the letter. In fact, it traveled to the extent that it went to Parliament, and the minority leader spoke on it and asked why teachers were told not to demonstrate. But then another clarification came that they said we shouldn't come to demonstrate or come to GES headquarters during contact hours. So now we are on vacation. That's why we're here today.
Okay. And so do you plan on submitting any petition today? And if you are, which quarters are you submitting petitions to?
Definitely, we are submitting a petition to the President of the Republic, because definitely he chairs cabinet meeting, and it was the cabinet approval that we got our 1.1 billion Ghana. So we are asking the President, where is our share of the 1.1 billion Ghana? So definitely we are petitioning the President. From there, we are moving straight to the Minister of Finance, because he is the person that is to ensure that we get our salaries. In fact, if you have been following our story for quite some time now, anytime the minister is being quizzed, what he says is that he doesn't have the payment authority. And therefore, we need to go to the finance minister to ask the relevant questions as to why we are part of a cabinet approval, but we are not getting the money. And then from there, we are going straight to our Minister of Education to tell him to whatever process that he's doing, straight to the president. Today, all we need is a payment plan, just as our colleague nurses have, and they are at home now. We also need our payment plan so that we can also relax.
Well, why are you starting the demonstration from today, first off?
Currently, we have converged at Obra Sport.
Okay.
From here, we are moving straight to the presidency. From there, we are moving straight to the Minister of Finance, and then back to the Minister of Education.
All right. Beyond today's demonstration, what is going to be your next step?
I believe the demonstration will yield results. Okay. Because when we go to the presidency and we ask these questions, we believe in the president. We believe he's the father of the nation. Maybe he's not aware of what is going on. maybe since that cabinet meeting is not aware of the development, we are just there to reform it. But then, if this demonstration doesn't yield results, then we have to reconvene here. Then it means you're going to sleep at our sector ministry until we get paid. That's our final result.
With the response from GES that you should not be demonstrating during contact hours, did they in any way add any more responses to maybe calm your nerves about the situation that you're going through?
Oh yeah, GES is actually, according to GES, they have done everything within their powers to ensure that we get paid. In fact, they've shown us evidence of what they are doing. Okay. We are not here to apportion blame to GES or anybody. We are just here to ask questions. Because you see, as I'm saying, like I'll keep on saying it, government set up money to pay two separate workers. The amount is mentioned. One have a clear payment plan and when they are going to receive their money. One does not have. That is the question we are asking. Because no matter the excuses you are going to give, we are going to refer you back to your own way. This is a cabinet approval. 1.1 billion Ghana cedis for teachers and nurses. Why are the nurses being paid and teachers still not being paid? That's what we are asking today.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll be coming back to find out some progress about your demonstration today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, too.
And all the best. And so that is Samuel Daniel Anoche, beg your pardon. He's one of the unpaid teachers. They say they've been working for some 14 months, and for most of them, they have received only a month's salary. And it's a burden on them, a burden on their pockets and on their lives. Now, let's take a look at the 7,000 teacher slots that open. The Ministry of Education tells us that 40,000 applications have been received for only 7,000 slots. The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, spoke yesterday. He addressed the press. Let's listen to him.
Ghana, if resources were available, we should be employing and recruiting up to 50,000 teachers across the country. But owing to budgetary constraints, we are unable to do that. The Ministry of Education received clearance from the Ministry of Finance to recruit up to 7,000 teachers with degree and diplomas. And accordingly, the process has been advertised in an open, transparent manner. My understanding is that it reflected need because many, if not all, the district assemblies were involved, particularly those that need teachers very critically. And as the portal opened, when it got to 40,000, the Ghana Education Service instructively closed it in order that we didn't have a stampede of numbers. And therefore, those who were fortunate would be critically examined and assessed in terms of their readiness, their competence and qualification, and the best 7,000 of the over 40,000 applicants. At least my understanding, as I spoke to the Director General of Education yesterday, Professor David, even within that time period, we had up to 40,000 applicants, and we have only room for 7,000 applicants. So we take the best out of the 40,000. Better luck next time for those who have an opportunity. If we do have clearance from the Honorable Minister for Finance, we will do our best. We don't want to have a stampede of it. Thank you. In Ghana, if resources were available, we should be employing and recruiting up to 50,000 teachers across the country. But owing to budgetary constraints, we are unable to do that. The Ministry of Education received clearance from the Ministry of Finance to recruit up to 7,000 teachers with degree and diplomas. And accordingly, the process has been advertised in an open, transparent manner. my understanding is that it reflected need because many, if not all, the district assemblies were involved, particularly those that.
So the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu, he says that ideally some 50,000 teachers, they should have been able to absorb them, but it is budgetary constraints. This is worrying, very, very worrying, and so they're able to take only 7,000. On the other side, Africa Education Watch has been speaking on the matter. Kofi Asare says that we have about 30,000 classrooms that need teachers, and so they need to be filled. However, if government is saying this, there needs to be some transparency about the process of recruiting 7,000 teachers at this point. Let's listen to Africa Education Watch.
In line with the President's directive on decentralized teacher postings, we call for transparency in the recruitment and deployment of teachers. The GES pursuant to this must publish a teacher posting plan indicating the quotas being distributed to all teacher-deprived districts who are receiving the 7,000 teachers. This will form the basis of civil society and media monitoring of distributive efficiency at the district level, and provide us an opportunity to feed back to the Ministry for Education to ensure that there is effectiveness in policy implementation. EduWatch is going to submit an RTI to GES to request for this data and enable our partner NGOs across rural Ghana to monitor child deployment using the quotas assigned to every district. We are going to monitor every teacher deployed up to the school level and report to the ministry on their status. Teachers who fail to honor their posting will make sure that they are taken off the GES payroll because Ghana is not getting value for money. We call on the minister to engage the Ministry of Finance for supplementary funding to facilitate an immediate transfer of teachers who are surplus to manpower requirements. And I'm talking about the 15,000 surplus teachers in KGs and primary schools. In line with the President's directive on decentralized teacher postings, we call for transparency in the recruitment and deployment of teachers. The GES pursuant to this must publish a teacher posting plan indicating the quotas being distributed to all teacher-deprived districts who are receiving the 7,000 teachers. This will form the basis of civil society and media monitoring of distributive efficiency at the district level, and provide us an opportunity to feed back to the Ministry for Education to ensure that there is effectiveness in policy implementation. EduWatch is going to submit an RTI to GES to request for this data and enable our partner NGOs across rural Ghana to monitor child deployment using the quotas assigned to every district. We are going to monitor every teacher deployed up to the school level and report to the ministry on their status. Teachers who fail to honor their posting will make sure that they are taken off the GES payroll because Ghana is not getting value for money. We call on the minister to engage the Ministry of Finance for supplementary funding to facilitate an immediate transfer of.
Well, so Kofi Asare of the Africa Education Watch on this matter. Transparency is the most important thing he's talking about here to ensure that we can tell where the 7,000 teachers are going. We don't just deploy them and then we are unable to track, we're unable to follow the trail to know where this teacher is going, where they've been posted. Very important. Seeing the dire situation we find ourselves in our education sector, there are some schools that still do not have enough teachers for all of the students or pupils in the school. We want quality education, we want equity in education all across the country, but there are some places that are suffering and other places that are having it good. And so, well, I call in the right direction that we're able to track the postings of all of these teachers. Indeed, Indeed, this is a big situation. You know, the education minister had mentioned that some 50,000 could be employed, and it's not happened. The budgetary allocation is just for, beg your pardon, a meager 7,000. If the minister had planned of 50,000, and now we are doing 7,000, it's woefully inadequate, very, very inadequate. It means that we have a deficit of some 33,000, and it is a big situation. So this is something that we need to look at. 2024, no employment of teachers. There is a backlog of teachers. Who absorbs all of these? People who have gone to school. What is the end result of going to school? For employment and also to impart knowledge. The whole idea of teachers is that they impart knowledge, add up to the next generation. And so if they sit at home and there are students in class or pupils in class who are not getting the optimum level of education, then we are doing a disservice to both the teachers and to the pupils. Both sides of the world do not get anything if we are unable to spread across. And so it means that moving forward, we'll have to look at more budgetary allocation to our education sector, just to ensure that there's quality education around the country. There's quality education around the country. You travel across, you see some of the dilapidated classrooms that students are learning in, pupils are learning in, teachers are teaching in. It's very sad. It's a very, very disheartening situation. The number of students, the number of pupils to a teacher, too huge. The ratio is just too huge. And so there's a lot that ought to be done, right from the basic level to the second cycle level. There's a lot that must be done, and we need to pay particular attention to education sector. Give it the utmost that we can. Any country that will get better, that will soar, as it were, would have to put it's all into education to ensure quality, to ensure equity, to work towards equality. In any case, as part of the Sustainable Development Goals, education is a very important aspect of it. We are in 2026. By 2030, we'll be coming to the end of the Sustainable Development Goals. If Ghana were to consolidate its gains, would we be found lacking, or would we have exceeded expectation? As it stands, with over 30,000 classrooms without teachers, it means that we have a lot of work to do. And so we'll have to put our shoulder to the wheel and turn the wheel, grind, and ensure that education is at a very optimum level. It would get out of poverty. It would have a very informed society. Then we would have to put our all in education to ensure that we lift people out of the mire and make them better. An informed person is a better person for the society, a better person for their family, better person for the community. And so indeed, transparency into the process is very important. Let's see more than in the sector. Let's see more and more than. Let's see many classrooms. Let's see more teachers in the classrooms. Let's see a very good ratio of teachers to students, so that the teachers can have a very great oversight responsibility over their children. We see in the very endowed private schools the number of students or pupils to teachers. A teacher knows all the names of the awards in the class. They're able to tell if the student is pulling up, if the student is retrogressing and all, and it helps them. Those in the public schools also deserve the same. They also deserve the same. At the end of the day, standardized exams across the nation, and then one person has had it all, the other in that community has not had it. And so it is very important. We've seen in the time past where textbooks were not provided, where teaching materials, teaching and learning materials were not provided adequately. It means that there's a lot of work to do. There really is a lot of work to do. And so Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service, working hand in hand, would have to continue to up their game, to ensure that we see better and we feel better in our schools. I'm particularly very sad about the state of some schools in some areas. It's sad. You travel across the length and breadth of the country and you wonder how the students are able to learn. Some still learn under trees. Yesterday I was on social media surfing the net, and one teacher had posted that some of her students or pupils told her they're unable to do their homework because they do not have electricity at home, and the only torchlight that they can use at the time they should be able to do their homework, their parents would also be using the torchlights for other things in the home. And so already there's a lot against some of these students, even in their homes. And so when they come to school where there should be some relief, we should see better for them in there. Again, an educated and informed people will make a better nation, a very better and improved nation. And so we need more. To educate, we need teachers. The biggest stakeholders in this whole education sector. We need them in the classrooms. I'm very sad that today teachers are demonstrating. I am very, very sad about that. Here on ABC News GH, especially on ABC in the morning, so many times we have highlighted the plight of our teachers. We've spoken to them, and the concern is the same all the time. The same concern all the time. 14 months no salary is disheartening. They have children to feed. They have families to build. How are they getting by? 14 months, over a year of non-salary payments. It should not become the norm in Ghana. And I dare say it is not only limited to teachers. In other aspects of our economy, people have had to work 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, no salaries, but they keep showing up. It should not be the norm. It really should not be the norm. And so we must see a very positive shift in our country, in our system, in our economy, to ensure that when somebody works, they go home with their salary, their pay, they are deserving of that. And so this is the situation at the moment. Government is only able to absorb 7,000 teachers, contrary to some 50,000 that they would have wanted to absorb because of budgetary constraints. Let's see how this is resolved. At least 7,000 are going into the classrooms. That means that 7,000 less unemployed teachers, and hopefully we're able to employ more and more to fill all of our classrooms. And so we'll continue looking out for the transparency and accountability and see how better our education system gets. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll have more conversation here on ABC in the morning. Please stay with us.
Without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
This week's been wild.
Some things never change. Trends come and go, but in your cooking, you still choose a tomato mix you trust. Because real quality never changes. Thick, red, rich. Gino truly cares. This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Postings, we call for transparency in the recruitment and deployment of teachers. The GES pursuant to this must publish a teacher posting plan indicating the quotas being distributed all teacher-deprived districts who are receiving the 7,000 teachers. This will form the basis of civil society and media monitoring of distributive efficiency at the district level, and provide us an opportunity to feed back to the Ministry for Education to ensure that there is effectiveness in policy implementation. EduWatch is going to submit an RTI to GES to request for this data and enable our partner NGOs across rural Ghana to monitor child deployment using the quotas assigned to every district. We are going to monitor every teacher deployed up to the school level and report to the ministry on their status. Teachers who fail to honor their posting will make sure that they are taken off the GES payroll because Ghana is not getting value for money. We call on the minister to engage the Ministry of Finance for supplementary funding to facilitate an immediate transfer of teachers who are
outside. It's me and I'm a sympathetic or say Quajo. It is that in so some mechanic DI or Yanaka, Mamma Musu. And I'm a ski and I'm saying, hey, I don't have over the dark car named Brenana. Or so dear BME. And I'm a BA small one or ring or say, I'm an upper power, and I'm saying, I mean, who made him say Braco, my saying your could do not show free here. Or say, oh, we have brought Papa invitation. I'm so near around. It is our invitation now, they ban. Mean to me so in a day, and so new. And I'll send you a funny number, ma'am, and I'm saying, ah, now I brought more invitation for Rotary Park, no more program. Now the invitation, neighbor, now need me funny number. Didn't I'll buy. Or say, aye, go there funny number, ma'am, and I'm saying, to me funny number more. And you all found the man, and I may ball me number, a man. Maybe ball me number, man. Maybe Jinahan say, sell the brothel, Sana other or forward until the brothel say, get ready, she's here. I'll let her come. And I'm saying, until you say, Sana, I'm saying, nobody also the invitation, but now more besides said, Neighbor. I said, yeah, I'm a person more bet me. Tell Sana, let me say, fast, right inside. And I'm the 2 gates in the shade inside, and someone around say, maybe a gate inside, and then be a gate in India. On the first bedroom. They said, you're more better, on the first bedroom. Tissan on me, and I'm say, open the gate, and I'm Miss Manbio, when I'm say, where you almost say gate me, every inside. As I'm by next room, as I'm the say gate, every inside. Now, Mr. Sada, no more friend, you know, say. Now, then, yeah, Frewa won't fear, and I'm say, some grandpapa invitation. Only what? Tis our time, no, so mean to me, so invitation, no say first me. First means no near. It's meaning to me, Jameson fan to her. I and ye differ to one way now. Yet they blow papa, yet over conquering, so more could say they be all. And I'm say only what it makes so there is no need to send me maybe much yapple. And to me, yes, I may yet fat the shade inside me. Let me, I'm a phone, I may send the SMS, and mammy me about for below. Say, on February, Paul, Monanko, phone around now. Yoko for Abaha. It's yes, I know be a dog who said, we keep that phone and CV me phone. Say, I don't the phone, never mamma. And no more call message, and no moon send me over air test it. No, say, that's also new baby up a power, and I will test it. I can't show this national security for Abaha. It is just a woman baby. You see a door beco, and then the rapport mobile. Omo be no mo fa laptop extra documents
kiss in the box.
We have informed everybody that's supposed to know, and myself, I'm a party man. I've communicated it to them on the platforms, and some of them have come and some of them have sent people to come and see whatever is happening, and the media too. Since you are here, I think is the best way to go. And everybody must see whatever the NDC government is doing to MPP people.
Where is Kofi Juma? Where is he right now?
He is not. The problem is that he is not even in Ashanti region. He's not in Kumasi. He's in Accra. So why must you come to his house in Kumasi to do this exercise? Why must you come here knowing very well the lady that you met told you that he is not around? Must you break into his room and do this? A 70-year man. You have to come to his bedroom and do this. What has happened to our morals?
And you say it's political persecution.
That is it. Exactly. That is what Remoacha is doing. And we won't say anything. Time, we are all waiting for the right time, and we will strike.
Actually, what he has done or what action he has taken, I cannot tell. But I was at the workplace when I was called by says that I should come over and see whatever is happening in Honorable Kofi Jume's house. To my surprise, I met 2 pickups in front of the house. Navara pickups. With armed men, with their tags on Yoko dressed, or Yoko vest dressed in uniform. And I asked them, what's their mission? He said they have keys. All the keys in this house, they have taken everything.
You said they brought a document in the form of invitation.
Yes, a sheet of paper with an inscription that they have an instruction from the Yoko boss that they have to come and search Honorable Kofi Jume's house. Which is not a They have taken all the pictures, they have taken all the documents in his room, and then his laptop, and then what do we call it? All the keys to this house. So I asked him, why are you sending the keys? They said that they have to take it. I said, has he stolen anybody's building or whatever? They were just not ready to answer that. So they took all those things and went out. But the problem is that, must it be a crime for a Ghanaian to serve his country? Must it be a crime that when after service they have to subject you to this ridicule? Now the whole house or the whole world will have to know your room, your private. What has happened to the normal way of inviting people for documents or other things? What has happened to that?
Paul, this is not the first time Kofi Jume's home has been visited by state security. Reading from all that is happening, what do you see? What will be your initial comment on it? Because yesterday, 2 MPP, gurus were arrested. Today is the turn of Kofi Juma. What do you see? What's the reading of all that is happening?
The issue is that I will call it political witch hunting or political persecution. I don't think it's the way to go. When government change, it doesn't mean you should subject the other to this kind of criminal attack. I will call it criminal attack. You shouldn't subject your opponent to this. And power will change.
Away from the Ashanti region, you heard a family member of Maxwell Kofi Juma, former managing director of Gihok Distilleries Limited, and Paul Yando of the Ashanti region NPP about the raid on Maxwell Kofi Juma's home. Paul Yando says that keys and documents have been taken away. We understand the security operatives. He says that there are people who came clad in some Iyoko attire. Well, we'll see how that goes. But I have with me Fritz Delanyo Amegashi, who is with Asase Radio. He's been following this matter and he's joined me in studio. Fritz, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
You've been following this situation for since it broke yesterday. And bring us up to speed.
Absolutely. Before we go to Maxwell Kofi Juma, there has been a pattern that has been established, and the NPP has called it out political targeting, where individuals of the New Patriotic Party, you know that in the last 2 days, for instance, we had Abronya that was detained in police custody, then followed by the Sunyani chairman, Abubakar Yakubu.
The communications.
Absolutely. Then we have now Kofi Juma, who is a former boss for Gihok Distilleries. So the NPP, first and foremost, has established this pattern that this is exactly what is happening at the moment. And so therefore, what happened yesterday was just an addition to the pattern that was beginning to emerge, where they feel that political party members who are belonging to the NPP are being targeted by this current administration. And so in the early hours of yesterday, we got calls from Ashanti region. Our reporter, Jonathan Ofori, chief correspondent for Asase Radio, had given us a wink that some security operatives had raided the home of Maxwell Kofi Juma. And when they got there, they had a notice, gave it to one of the occupants of the house. And just to be precise, and for the sake of clarity, this was the Kumasi residence of Maxwell Kofi Juma. And that lady that was shown in the video over there, who decided to speak on the condition of anonymity, said that they had come and issued a warrant. And it says that, well, the main occupants of the building wasn't around.
Available.
Exactly. So you couldn't have access into the room.
So
they went, absolutely. And so they went back and forth, And this raises serious questions about due process.
And listening to her, she was told that they were submitting, or they were bringing a letter. That was an invitation letter to a Rotary event. And so first was like, under the guise of they were lying. Right. I don't want to use lies, but I think that's the only way.
Maybe it was inaccurate.
Because you say you're giving me a letter to invite me somewhere. The next thing I know, you're coming to enter my bedroom and take things.
It was quite interesting, even for Baba Amando, for instance. He appeared at the Sunyani police station, and when he got there, he was told that he wasn't being invited. Then right after, he was transported to Accra, the CID headquarters, for investigation. It makes people raise eyebrows about due process, that what is really the motive behind some of the things you do. If somebody hasn't been invited and they show up at the police station, you pick them up. But they have established that he was picked up for publication of false news, for instance.
What is the warrant?
Well, he appeared before them. So once you appear before the police, I think they can slap you with the charges over there. But back to Kofi Juma. So they ransacked his home, went into the bedroom, and the images were I saw it and I'm like, I would not have my bedroom shown to the whole of Ghana, right?
Yeah, but that's unfortunately now we are seeing it.
Yeah, that's what the security operatives did. And many people think that it's really unprofessional. If you think that he's a subject of an investigation, and this is not the first time that the home of Maxwell has been raided. In the past, it was. I know that Maxwell is a former boss of Gihog Distilleries. He's been in the news for varied reasons. What are some of the reasons? Many have raised questions with how he managed funds at the Gihog Distilleries. Even accusations of how he sold a luxury vehicle to himself at 5% of the value. So some speculations in the media suggested that a vehicle that costed about 600,000, he bought it or sold it to himself at 5,000 Ghana cedis. And so those allegations, and there are also allegations of financial misappropriations at Gihog Distilleries. So all these allegations, we know that Yoko and other investigative bodies in this country are investigating him because of some of these allegations and the leads they have got. But again, the MPP is saying that their members are ready for accountability. If you want to make them account, use the right channels. We are in a democratic country in this country where there are rules, there are tenets, and how things must be done. Don't take the law into your own hands. Don't abuse your authority. Don't abuse the powers of the prosecutorial institutions in this country and target political figures. And I was referencing the pattern that has been created. If you have all these top gangs of the New Patriotic Party who it turns out to be like they are being targeted, then you create that impression to the public that, well, you are not really on the side of justice. You just want to settle a political vendetta.
You have said it actually as it is. If there's a pattern established, then we can follow it. Right. Like the president says, if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck,
Certainly.
Yes, and so you also give room, you give people the opportunity to make their own inferences into matters. Maybe it really is not about settling political scores. Maybe you really do have a case, but the way you go about it, I for one, what struck me was the fact that the lady, the family member in the video said that at the beginning, what she understood was that they were submitting a letter of invitation, and so that meant that it was cordial. The next thing was hearing in her ear that she's around, coming, and so now the mood shifts from cordiality to fear.
Absolutely.
Because what are you coming to do in my home? Why are you barging into my home? Why are you in a hurry? And then she says again that, well, if you say you are bringing a letter and he's not around, we'll go and come back.
And this is what the excuse that handlers of the former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta say, and this is the reason they give to the US government, that they don't want the finance minister to come to Ghana because he will be politically persecuted. If former appointees of the ex-Wale Akufo-Addo administration are being handled in this manner and magnitude, if there are people out there who have earlier held public office, it is not an inspiration for them to come back. We say that the constitution of this country gives us the mandate to account for our stewardship. And if I have served this country, toiled for it, and I'm out of office, and you want me to account, and you are prosecuting me, you're raiding my home, and you're putting private things into public domain, certainly if I were the former finance minister, I don't think my safety will be guaranteed. And so yes, it might not be a proper justification to say that the reason why he's running away from accountability, but given the current atmosphere and the circumstances surrounding how these former appointees are handled, it raises question. One other thing is also the prosecutorial bodies, SHRAJ, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and the Attorney General. And many have also raised questions about how they are using bail conditions as punishment. Even for the most grievous crime in this country, murder, even available, right? But you accuse somebody even when you've not even slapped them with a charge, and the bail conditions is very heavy, and bail is not supposed to be punishable. And that is what the lawyers in this country have made us understand, that for every crime you commit, it's bailable, right? And the bail condition shouldn't be used as, a punishment
for the one around your neck,
because then again you have not been prosecuted. It's just a mere charge, and a court of competent jurisdiction need to find you culpable, right? And so if you are not found culpable, your bail condition, if it becomes like a punitive measure, then certainly people are going to raise questions. And so those are the issues the NPP, Paul Yando says that this is a political witch hunt.
I really do not want us to get to that point. I believe that hold our leaders accountable. We gave you a mandate to serve. You served it. If at the end of the day we believe that you have undermined the integrity of your office by whatsoever means, and we can put you before a court of competent jurisdiction for the court to adjudicate on your matter, I am so big on it. Hold them accountable. Let's go through the due processes. All of these macho manism, it's really not
macho manism. Interesting how you call that out. It's what is clearly playing out
it's not
in the
important.
Public domain. Absolutely.
It's not important because one, I'm really wary of the fact that we spin a certain narrative and it sticks to somebody. Imagine you, Fred, I spin a narrative about you. Tomorrow, if you're able to unwind out of the narrative, obviously, the 100% of people who got the first narrative are not the same 100% who are now going to understand your perspective, regardless of however you've been exonerated. Whatever mud I stuck on you, there would be remnants of it. And so I'm not too big on all of the public show. I believe let's go through the processes.
And you know what people say, that if you feel that you have been defamed by somebody, the courts are there. Yes, the courts are there, but you also don't intentionally step out there and defame personalities because you think the courts are there. Because again, when you defame them and let me borrow your words, that you put mud on them, the time it will take to renew or revive their image might take forever.
It may not even happen.
It may not even happen. So it's very, very important how we progress on this trajectory. And it's also very interesting to mention that Babaya Amando, for instance, yesterday he appeared before court, and right after his proceedings, he was rearrested. He was rearrested and currently held in police custody.
And I think we risk making heroes out of even ordinary Ghanaians with this.
Well,
yes,
I think you can say that.
Yes, we risk making heroes out of ordinary Ghanaians, and I don't mean it's a bad thing to be a hero, but we do not have to settle. We don't also have to go on a certain path where even the littlest thing generates so much brouhaha. I think some of these things could be dealt with in the very shortest frame of time.
Absolutely.
They could be done in that little room that you have, go through the processes and be done. But then the showmanship of it, the show off of it.
Absolutely.
It derails from a lot of conversations that could have been had. I believe that, yes, indeed, these are very important matters, but there are conversations to be had. Thankfully, today we've talked about teachers, but we all know that in many conversations, if we do not take care, these issues would overshadow a conversation like teachers who have not been paid for 14 months. It would overshadow.
And that's what the NPP says, that this is a diversionary tactic by the current administration to take attention from the main bread and butter issues in this country.
I do not want to agree with that.
No, it might not be the case.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It might not be the case.
I do not want to agree with that.
It matters.
Yes.
When people say how something appears, the optics of it matters. If there are bigger issues in this country, for instance, today we're told that the new prices of fuel will be announced because tomorrow it would kick in. We've not even been told by government decisively what petroleum taxes are going to be taken off. Absolutely. There are issues like that. There are children who cannot stay in classrooms because there are no teachers. These are issues. People are talking about the soaring living costs for themselves. And so
if
all
you
these
step
issues
out,
are happening. Cocoa farmers are crying.
Pure water is yesterday was very, very interesting for me. Very interesting. I was listening to conversations about pure water, and so if somebody is buying water, they're like, "Matuana."
But I think what the minister did. I don't really,
some people
say I go to my favorite provision shop at my backyard, and the lady tells me that you are too more to wait.
It's going to increase the price.
Absolutely. And I'm like, but the minister said you guys should hold your horses.
Oh, they have. As far back as last week, actually.
Right. So they've taken matters into their own hands. And the ordinary Ghanaian is the one suffering. You know what they say, that when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. So, yes, capitalism, we're here, and prices are being slapped on us. There isn't much you can do.
So indeed, bread and butter issues are really a problem.
So, yes, they are calling on this government, and this from the NPP. And I'm not in any way holding brief for the NPP administration, for the NPP government or whatever party. That they are raising issues, that these are issues in this country that people are talking about. Let's take attention to the major issues. Let us not major in the minors and leave the majors. Major in the majors. President Mahama said there are certain things that are priorities in this country. He mentioned the economy, he mentioned healthcare. Those are the things that we need to pay attention to. Yes, if there are previous personnel from the ex-Wa Akufo-Addo administration who have committed any financial misappropriation, yes, get them to account for the stewardship. Stop the showmanship. Do the right things. The constitution in this country and things are stipulated in them how they're supposed to be done. Right.
Very true. That's really, really true. We hope to see some finality to these matters, and I also hope that it does not become the norm. I actually thought that we had seen the last of it last year. It was just so much last year, right here and there. So I thought that when the year ended, we had seen the last of it. And so to see this, it's disheartening. I think we've moved forward.
Can you imagine what
past
the former finance minister will go through when he finally touches that?
Well, it's going to be interesting, very interesting. I am very big on trying him in absentia. The main focus is to get people to pay for their actions. Is to get people to account for their actions.
But these are just charges. Yeah, you haven't even prosecuted.
Yeah, so if really, indeed, you believe that this person has done this, proceed to court. Try him. In any case, Sadina Tamaklo, who now we understand that extradition processes will begin soon, she will be extradited into the country if it does happen, was tried in absentia. How about we also try him in absentia rather than, or we've been talking about him for far too long and we have not had any finality on the matter. Let's try him. If indeed he has done all of the charges leveled against him, then he would pay for his actions. And so the talk is enough. Let's go ahead and do what must be done. And then let's build Ghana. Like you mentioned, bread and butter issues are on the table. Yatum is happening. And it's true. You go out to buy something and they say they've increased it. They tell you that you can buy at the same price, but the size of the thing may have reduced a little bit for the producer or the seller to also make some allowances. The transport fares that we had been crying about, that the trotro and taxis had boosted, is still happening. Trotros are still charging double their regular fares than they should be charging. How are we dealing with the matter? And so there's just a lot that can be done and must be done as a nation. And so let's pay attention to that. Anybody who has done anything against the country, especially cause financial loss to the state, I believe that all Ghanaians will agree that they should be tried, prosecuted. They should go through the due process, all of the legal processes, and be made to pay or account for their actions. As for persecution, as soon as the word persecution comes in, political persecution, and then we sway the conversation from accountability to settling scores.
Interesting. I just hope that the right things be done. I don't want to belabor the points. You've made that absolutely clear, and it's spot on.
Well, Fritz, thank you for bringing us that, but I think I should not let you go just yet. Let's touch on the teachers' situation. 7,000 slots, 40,000 applicants.
That's a major issue. So we have about 33,000 who are going to be disappointed. The teacher deficit in this country, ABENA, it's staggering.
Very much.
You go to the rural areas, and these are the areas that we have the bottlenecks a lot. At the end of the day, children in rural area, children in a village in Akachi, for instance, Abajivo Copper, right? I hope I got the name right. My other people will come for me this morning. Bajivo Copper, there are rural schools over there, and you have children there, you have teachers who have been posted there, and sometimes it's not for any reason that teachers refuse posting to these areas, because there is no adequate infrastructure, there's little motivation, and even sometimes their salaries are not paid. We just have unpaid teachers who have hit the streets of Accra
14
in
months.
Demonstration, 14 months, and we are wondering how have they been holding up? How do they get money to buy food? How did they even take care of their family? Mind you, some of these teachers have family, they have dependents, right, who have to pay school fees. They have electricity bills to pay. They are also facing the ride and the ripple impacts of the disturbances in the Middle East. And so therefore, when they board vehicles, they have to pay for their transport. And for 14 months, their salaries have not come. And however, we expect them that they go to the classroom and teach the next generation
with all of the enthusiasm
to teach the next generation of future leaders. Imagine me, a teacher who have not been paid for 14 months, and I come to the classroom. Everything is a trigger point for me. The little thing you do, I'm angry.
Absolutely.
I lose my cool. And so it's very important that the problems very dire in the rural areas, and this government made a promise to teachers.
The
right?
education minister had said that some 50,000 would be employed.
Absolutely.
That's huge numbers and good news.
Opposition comment versus in government reality. It would always meet you. Politicians have a way they talk when they are seeking for power, and they have another way they talk when they are in power. I was hearing a friend the last time who said that, politicians have a way of defining inflation when they're in opposition, and they certainly have a way of defining inflation when they're in government. They tell you that, inflation in opposition, you're supposed to see the standard of living getting better. But when in government, they tell you that, prices are supposed to reduce, but not in a certain way. So, the mismatch between the words of politicians when they're seeking for power and when they want power. So these teachers have complained about these things. We don't have it. So I was thinking that at least, just as we're able to do for the security services, right? President Mahama called for the numbers to be doubled, given the sheer numbers who are willing to serve in the security apparatus of this country. I was just thinking that, yes, Education Minister, we love your sincerity. And Harry Idris, a very good morning to you. We appreciate your sincerity. But these are teachers who have been in the waiting line. Imagine that there was no employment in 2024. And there was no employment in 2025. Okay, in 2025, there was employment. But there was a backlog, right? Now you open the portal and it's universal. Understand that you want to, promote accessibility, equitable accessibility. But they are trained teachers who have been through the rudiments of their work. And they got a promise from you that there's going to be direct posting for them. Now you have opened the portal where any university teacher who has studied education can also just get through. I'm not saying that they don't matter. They are also Ghanaians. But there was a specific promise that was made to the trained teachers from the colleges. You could have, fulfill that promises to them and get them into the system. I'm here and I'm wondering, so for them who were in the waiting queue and patiently waiting their turn to be employed, if for some reason they didn't get employment in this portal, what happens to them?
They keep waiting.
They keep waiting until when?
That's the question to be asked.
Right.
They keep waiting. It's sad.
So I think the minister needs to do something about the numbers. I don't know how. We're being told that there's no budgetary allocation, but we know things in this country that they can, under the agency, the certificate of agency in Parliament, they can go and rework the budgets. There are teachers who are willing, and especially because there are classrooms without teachers.
30,000 classrooms, at least according to the Africa Education Watch. We have 30,000 classrooms without teachers. The sheer numbers.
Huge.
30,000. These are the classrooms. Imagine the students or the pupils in the classrooms, and especially in our very deprived areas, the numbers are huge. It's not like the private schools where you could have 20 to 25 students to 2 teachers. Some of the private schools have 2 teachers to just about 20 and 25 students. Look at this, the numbers. It's very disheartening. It is worrying. Like you said, it has to be expanded. It has to be expanded. 30,000 classrooms without teachers. I shudder to think the number of students that don't have teachers. It's a terrible situation. I would always advocate that if we want a country that is a better country, a country that can boast of itself, then we must ensure that that group called teachers are treated very, very
and you know how
well.
we're quick to always sound this mantra, even though it's archaic. Education is the key to success. That Omambia Betumpoa Ejina education too. I'm trying to speak some cheap for non-English speakers. That if a country would move forward, it depends on education.
Right.
Are we prioritizing education enough?
I don't think so.
I think that's $1 million question we need to be asking.
We could have employed 5,000, and we say because of budgetary constraints, we employ
3,
7,000, then no, we are not prioritizing
given
it.
That there are 30 classrooms,
30,000 classrooms without teachers. And also given that as part of the SDGs, education is a very important component of it.
Absolutely.
We are a country, it's sad. It's very sad. We need better when it comes to education, especially the basic education. For you to get on a very good ground to soar higher, get it right at the basics. So much will happen along the way. You would fall, you would rise, but that solid foundation at the basic level will do a lot for you. There's so many pupils who can't even say one full sentence. What is your name? And answering it is a very difficult one for them. And they go through it, they're just making do, they are marking time.
You're not speaking about the quality of education.
They are marking time, blah, 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 so much. And then when it comes to standardized exams like the BEC, it's for everybody across the country. And you would also have to go and write it. And so for about 7, 8, 9, 10 years of their lives, they're not getting the best quality. The teachers are not coming as they should. You mentioned some teachers are wary of going outside of Accra.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come to Accra because when they look at the situation outside of Accra, they ask themselves, is this the life I want to live? Coupled with no salaries. You go outside of Accra, you're not in the best of places. Electricity is not the best there. The water situation is not the best there. You're trying your best. And then you work for 14 months and salaries don't come. How are you paying your rent there? How are you remitting family back home? There's just so much that we need to do. So I do not think that we have prioritized education enough. We ought to. Those 30,000 classrooms without teachers ought to be filled. We need to fill the 30,000 classrooms. And so if we are sending 7,000, what happens to the 27,000 classrooms left? And what also happens to the 33,000 slots left that we could have filled? Because education minister says that ideally it should have been 50,000. So budgetary constraints. So I really wonder, couldn't we have rather done 20,000 or even 30,000 at least? 30,000.
Well, because there is no money. There is no money. If there is no money, like someone said, you can squeeze water out of stone. But again,
you can prioritize.
Absolutely. I was going to talk about a budgetary allocation for one of the agencies in this country, but I don't want to get into trouble.
That money could have gone to teachers, right?
Absolutely.
If they wouldn't suffer for it, maybe they should, out of the goodness of their heart, tell the finance minister that, you know what, our teachers are very important,
Absolutely.
Slash our budgetary allocation or slash our budget, give it to the teachers to teach. As for our teachers, see, they suffer too much because if it's not CETA going on strike, every time the education sector is going through a certain metamorphosis, and it's never for the best.
Right. It's always never for the best.
No.
Was it not just 2 days or a day ago where we're talking about you spoke to GTech and UTAG? They had a press conference yesterday. They are raising serious questions to the operations of GTech. That GTech is taking the independence of universities
away. There's just so much. Too much is happening, and we should treat the education sector with the utmost respect, with all of the reverence. I dare say we should revere them. Think about it. Your child, okay, out of say 12 hours of light, okay, of clear day, your child is spending the majority of it with their teacher. Your child comes home and sometimes you tell your child something to do and they tell you that teacher says. And so the teacher is the most important, like it or not. They are spending all of their contact hours with their teachers. And they go to school and the teacher is not motivated. First off, they even go and there's no teacher in class. And so it is the child and the blackboard, the child and their friends. What are we doing? We need to do more. Sometimes textbooks are not going. Sometimes chalks are not going. Some teachers are still.
Remember the typical case now, chalk, no?
There was a big situation.
I
also don't want to go there.
Well,
but
I want to put it. You have to go there.
It's a very big situation. Right. That teachers were still using chalk and to finish writing and they are bathed in chalk. Whereas their colleagues in other schools have progressed to marker boards. You write, you clean. They don't finish.
Well, maybe we haven't got to that point of having every school in this country have a whiteboard and a marker. What we are saying is that get them into the school, get the teachers over there. Even if they are sleeping on their bare stomach and they are being taught, at the end of the day, they are being taught. Rather than not having teachers there at all and they are lurking in the background.
Yeah, I get it.
And most of them who are of school-going age are going to the farm, helping their, and I'm not saying that helping their family is not good, but during school hours, when they're supposed to sit in the classrooms and do the needful, try to build their academic futures, then they're out there and, you know, wasting out in nothingness. It raises serious question. So like you rightly indicated, there has to be a priority. And Harry Nedreso, yes, indeed, very capable, very competent. I pray and hope that we're able to, you know, see more prioritization of the education sector in this country. Let's try, if not double the numbers, increase the numbers. Because, Minister, there is a backlog. There are people who are waiting, hoping. You made promises to them. There were some who even joined your campaign trail, and they were very mindful about the promises you made to them, and so they are waiting for your turn. Yes, you opened the portal. It was supposed to be competitive. Not everybody would be able to come on board. There are people who are very passionate and want to teach in the schools. I don't know how you're going to make it, but you certainly have to provide an avenue.
I think maybe we know how they can make it.
Government is there for solutions,
yes,
right? They need to come up with the solutions.
When they opened it, they knew they wanted 7,000. However, they allowed for more to come, and then when it got to 40,000,
it was the same security matter.
When they got to 40,000, they thought to stop it there. So can we also submit to them that since they stopped it at 40,000, they should do well and at least 30,000.
Maybe
we have 30,000 empty classrooms.
The president will intervene.
Yes.
In the security matters, he intervened that the numbers be doubled for security personnel into the services.
For me, fill the 30,000 empty classrooms for now. I think it's a good start. It sounds ambitious because of what we've been told.
Right.
It's ambitious, but I would rather err on the side of ambition and
but partner with private sector. There are loans, there are grants in this country, right, outside the country, for instance, that government can access. If government is talking about budgetary allocation, and they think that they do not have the financial muscle to be able to employ all these teachers, the private sector is there. They are sponsors. Let's come up with creative ideas that, you know, sort of draw some of these monies and these interventions into the public sector of education and try to up the numbers and improve it.
Oh, we'll see how it goes, but very disheartening, and our hearts to the teachers, especially those who are demonstrating today. I don't think anybody would have loved to leave their homes this early morning just to hit the streets and tell the world that we've not been paid for 14 months. And so our hearts to them, and we really hope and pray that as demonstration is always the last resort, there's some news that you get. Some monies are paid to you. I don't want to think about how 14 months of unpaid salaries feel like. And so we hope that your matter is solved and solved properly. But Fritz, thank you for your perspective on this. And finally, final perspective, public and AI. Today is day 3.
Day 3, and they are so entrenched in their position. They are not backing down from their stance. Government has also not said anything meaningful to them. But at the port is the pressure that is mounting, the goods that have not been cleared, and because they are on strike, the freight forwarders, they've indicated
but then
that
the business people would have to, care demurrage.
Absolutely. Yesterday we spoke to a reporter, and I have been analyzing and going through these issues on social media, and so I could tell firsthand what people are facing at the port. They raise questions with this public and AI system. Yes, the world is thinking artificial intelligence, but if people don't understand and people don't fully embrace it and you introduce them, then what's the point?
You need to carry people along with you with some initiatives or some...
All initiatives. I mean, you're in government. You are in government. You are saying that this is supposed to better their lot, right? And so why did you refuse to engage them? Because when you speak to the Freight Forwarders Association, all the thing they tell you is that, oh, we are not consulted by government.
Yeah.
We're left out of the dialogue. We're left out of the discussion. It felt that we didn't matter.
And one thing I know about us as Ghanaians is that when we feel needed, when we feel consulted, we'll do the work for you. We'll sell it for you.
Right.
We'll champion it for you. And so just let people feel needed. The convener for the importers, exporters, and freight forwarders said that the meeting they were called into could have been just an email. Because they come for a meeting, you show them slides of what you're going to do, and that is it.
It's called formalities.
Yes, formalities.
Right? So you come and say, oh, we are going to have a meeting. We need all of you to come. And when you come, have your say. By the end of the day, we'll have our way.
Yeah, something must be done, and something good. Because the more, again, every time these things happen, I think about the consumer. Best to believe no businessman is going to be the one to absorb all of the costs that would be incurred whilst their goods have not been cleared. When they clear the goods and they bring it to their shops, they're going to make sure they spread the cost across. And who incurs
Government is also losing revenue.
Yes.
By the way.
But at the point, I'm even thinking about the regular consumer, because it's hard money that is going. You'd have to pay for it. Government is also losing revenue that could have been used to develop the country. How would this thing have been resolved? Consultation. Let's speak, let's talk on the matter.
Absolutely.
And when we talk on it, we'll find a certain middle ground for us to appreciate it. And so maybe this, I'm sad that we've entered day 3 and the situation is still ongoing. They said that if they don't hear anything concrete from government, they would not be backing down. So when will government be speaking with them?
That's a question. When will government be speaking with them? Well, there's no indication so far. I've not heard Felix Ofosukwachi, government spokesperson, speaking about the issue. This strike doesn't look like it's getting over anytime soon. It's still in full force. Yes, it's in sight. They have indicated that until government come and do the needful, they are not going back to work. And guess what? They have a task force that is going around all the ports to ensure that their members comply fully with the strike.
Anytime anything has happened at the port like that, I see how very, very strong they are and how they ensure compliance amongst their members.
Absolutely.
It's
There's an object why they go on strike, right? There is an object. And the object is to get government to budge. So if government doesn't budge, they are going to be well entrenched in their position.
To get compliance, and their compliance is so strong. I thought 1 or 2 people would be able to finesse their way out of it and get things done.
Maybe somebody will be paid back door and say, you know what, get your other colleagues to call the strike. But this time around, it doesn't look like it's happening. Well, people have their independence of mind.
Right.
You know?
But I hope they come to the table, because now GRA also tells us that the few days of introduction have also given them something.
Right.
Jerry is also making a case for the publican AI system. And so Jerry has a case. Freight forwarders also have a case. Okay, now sit together, find a middle ground. If it's about letting them understand the process better, let's get that done so that our ports will not have, because it was going to be too choked, and we don't want that.
Absolutely. And that's, let's get it fixed. Let governments listen to their demands, and I'm expecting something from the port, so I hope that they call off the strike so that I can come in time.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's human enough. It's human enough to have your very personal. I won't even call it selfish. It's right. If I had also something.
And these are my personal opinions, by the way. They don't represent the station I work.
There you were. Yeah. Well, that's fine. It's a morning show. We need your personal opinion. You're a tax-paying member of the country.
Right.
And so, indeed. Well, let's see how it goes. We hope that things are stabilized and then we can have our country running. But today, my biggest focus is the teachers. Please pay our teachers. Please also absorb them into the system. 7,000 is woefully inadequate. We can do more. We can do better. Get more teachers into the classrooms. 30,000 classrooms without teachers is one too many. But let me say thank you to Fritz for joining me here for our conversation. Fritz, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us. We'll speak with you then more, Fritz.
Absolutely. And on the side, I mean, this is what I do. I try to take the issues, interrogate them, and post them on my social media. And so, commentary matters to me.
Well, so give us your social media handle so that we can follow you.
So on Facebook, search for me. It's Freight Delanyo Megashi. On X, previously Twitter, it's at Freight_Delanyo. And on Instagram as well, it's Freight_Delanyo. So get in touch with me. Let's banter. I love that a lot.
Okay. Well, we'll come and banter with you. We'll come and read all of your perspectives on the matter and then also give you what we think about what you're saying.
Well, I mean, everybody has an opinion. They say it's like a nose. Like everyone is entitled to one.
Yeah, everybody. Beautiful noses, actually. Well, thank you.
Alphabet too.
Oh, very beautiful nose, actually.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in and sharing with us. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more on the show. Do stay.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste that energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Some things never change when it comes to feeding your family. You choose what you trust. For generations, Gino has delivered the same dependable quality every time. Thick, red, rich. Gino truly cares. This advert is FDA approved.
This week's been wild. New releases dropping. Artists
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste that energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
You're still watching ABC in the morning here on ABC News GH. Yesterday, the VIP Zhuang Services released a statement concerning an accident that occurred on the Kumasi Highway, distancing itself from the accident, that it is not the bus that was involved in the accident was not one of their fleet. But beyond that, it's a big concern. Accidents on our roads, commercial vehicles involved in accidents, the nature of our roads, especially the Accra-Kumasi Highway. If you are a regular commuter on that road, you would see that it is a terrible road. It really is a terrible road, riddled with potholes, just a bad road, a very bad road. And too many accidents. One life lost is one life too many. It's become too normal for us. It's time for us to rethink our roads. To really, really rethink our roads. We need to rethink our roads and the actions of our drivers on the roads. The Ministry of Roads and Highways, we know that you're working. We need more done. But then we need also more sensitization of our drivers. Some of these accidents are preventable. Driver behavior contributes greatly to it. And so if every driver would be careful on the roads, would go and come back very, very safe and sound and back to our families. The accidents are becoming one too many. What do we do to ensure that our roads are safe? To ensure, yesterday I saw a post on social media while surfing where somebody was given guidelines on how to use the Accra-Kumasi Highway. Really, is that it? Guidelines on how to use the Accra-Kumasi Highway. Don't drive at night, don't drive this, don't do that. It is a very big situation. It's a worrying situation. How what happens on the road. But while the VIP Zhuang says that it is not a vehicle that belongs to their fleet. It is not a vehicle that belongs to their fleet. It has nothing to do with the VIP Zhuang transport. And so those who thought it did belong to a VIP Zhong should be rest assured. If your family member was in a VIP Zhong transport vehicle, your family member wasn't part of that because the vehicle did not belong to them. They still send their condolences to the families who lost their loved ones. However, it is a big issue. It is a worry, a very, very big worry. We really need to rethink our roads, rethink what happens on our roads. We'll have to have some conversation. It'll be important that we do have some conversation with National Road Safety Authority to appreciate what more the Road Safety Authority is doing to ensure that our roads are secure, that our roads are safe. Our roads need to be secure. They need to be safe. Our roads are not safe at all. You can't get on the roads and then that is it. You tell your family member mekwaba and then you don't return. It cannot be the norm. We don't want that as the norm. No, not at all. We really do not want that as the norm. It is quite disheartening. It's a disheartening situation to see these accidents occur day in and day out, and it's you're traveling and you are living on the edge. It cannot be so. And so National Road Safety Authority would have to up all that they are doing about our roads. Like they said, they mentioned that Voxy, the Toyota Voxy, will not be plying the roads, which we understand. I mean, the concerned drivers have also raised concern that they do not agree with that decision by the National Road Safety Authority. But can we extend the conversation past that to other situations where we deal with the situation better and better? It is very, very disturbing where we find ourselves. It is disturbing where we find ourselves with regards to our roads. It's very, very disturbing. I believe that more can be done, better can actually be done when it comes to our roads or concerning the accident situation on our roads. And so indeed, condolences to families that have lost their loved ones. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more on the show.
Without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC, as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
This week's been wild. New release.
Some things never change. The meals we grew up loving, the taste that brings everyone together. Through every pot and every recipe, Gino remains the tomato mix you trust. Thick, red, rich. Gino truly cares. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
You're welcome back. Well, let's take you to Wale Wale, where some irate NDC youth in the West Mamprusi municipality of the Northeast region have stormed the Municipal Assembly and locked the coordinating director's office. Why have they done that? They are demanding his removal from the assembly. The youth say that the coordinating officer must be out. He was not available when they got there. He was not around. They locked his office, and they have warned that he not set foot again in the office. The youth say that their action was prompted by the coordinating director's alleged interference in party matters, his habitual lateness, his refusal to sign documents for some contractors, and poor working relationship with the MCE and other staff. Well, they've been speaking. Let's listen to them.
So, Oba could be a man. One say, Yama, Papa, Union and Kitty, yeah, I deal with none of the Canaba. Young so good in do as I see so. One fancy say, Papa, Emra, think I had this young Sabio, I say, Opa, put you for no tia. Yana nanu makasa doma hene dia yate amwa pa yakro dia mwe ya doma hene na aso na mo ba omo se police omo se soja atadia omo kita tuo se station ya no mo bedura omo tutuo ene how be dia o kan dia sie ubu susu se e doma hene crofo de be yesa police station.
He's not doing the job that we are expecting him to do in this district. Why am I saying so? I am saying so simply because he is not punctual in the office. In fact, even as we are here this morning, he's not in the office. The job, and there are so many jobs with development in the town. Which I am saying so simply because, let's say, he's not punctual in the office. Even as we are here this morning, he's not in the office. And there are so many jobs we need because there are contracts. The gutters are there. Also, there are contracts. Some contractors are even about to finish their job. Some of them finish their job for him as they use as well. For them to finish what we are expecting in this district, he's not doing it. There are so therefore, in fact, he's even about to finish their job. We are seeing his work like let's say tribalism or something like for them to human personality favor in this district. And so therefore, we don't need him in the office anymore. We are seeing his work like let's say tribalism or something like human personality favor. And so therefore, we don't need him in the office anymore. Thank you very much.
What are you doing? A lot.
In fact, he's not doing the job that we are expecting him to do in this district. Why am I saying so? Yes. I am saying so simply because he is not punctual in the office. Even as we are here this morning, he's not in the office. Yes. And there are so many jobs, we need development in the town, which he would have been also, let's say, doing his job very perfect for the constituency to develop as the youth as well. He's not doing it. Because there are contracts, the gutters are there, there are contracts. Some contractors are even about to finish their job. Some of them finish their job for him to approve, for them to finish what we are expecting in this district. He's not doing it. And so therefore, in fact, his work, we are seeing his work like, let's say, tribalism or something like human personality favor. For sure. And so therefore, we don't need him in the office anymore. Thank you very much.
What are you doing? A lot.
In fact, he's not doing the job that we are expecting him to do in.
So the youth of Wale Wale, they say that the district coordinating but not doing the job that they expect him to do. The coordinating director is not doing the job they expect him to do, and so they don't want him there again. They've locked up the office. He should not step foot there. We apologize for the first video we played. However, I'm coming to that story. It is a matter about Galamsey. Some suspected Galamsey killings that have sparked protests in the Bono region. There's an area called Akontanim in the Bono region, A suspected killing linked to illegal mining triggered violent protests and road blockades. The police say that a 23-year-old man, Kwabena J, was found dead on April 13 after the council chairman of the area, Bismarck Ufori, reported discovering the body on the outskirts of the town. They said that the body showed signs of assault. These are some indications that have come in that the body of Kwabena J, the deceased, showed signs of assault. And some illegal miners, because of this, have blocked the Doma-Hinkro-Brekum highway at Tremensu, burning tires and attacking police vehicles. Another group, which is a larger one, returned to block the Brekum-Doma road. And beyond that, a joint task force of police and military have restored order there, whereas investigations are underway. PRO for the police, Chief Inspector Thomas Akila, says so. But this is the issue. Let's take our attention to Doma.
You won't understand. Maybe I want to know Sonia. Yentia, Omonia Break. Yentia, you would be for Casa. I never knew about
So this is from the Bono East region, Galamsey, some illegal miners blocking the road. Well, calm has since been restored. A 23-year-old Kwabena J has lost his life and his body showed signs of assault. The police is investigating the matter. Now let me open the phone lines. It's time to hear from you. Your voice matters and your voice alone we want to hear. Share your thoughts on the conversations we've been having. Teachers on paid salaries, recruitment issue, 7,000 against 40,000 that applied for jobs. 7,000 slots alone are available. Some raids that have been happening. Maxwell Kofi Dwuma's home was raided, his home in the Ashanti region. The NPP says it's political targeting and political persecution. Call us and share your thoughts with us. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. I'd love so much to hear from you. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us on all of the conversations we have been having. 053-916-1609. Let's hear what you two have to say. 053-916-1609. We also understand that we have some 30,000 classrooms without teachers. 30,000 classrooms, no teachers in those classrooms. This is a big situation for us as a nation. How do we deal with it? How do we deal with the matter and deal with it decisively? 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. Let's hear what you have to say. 053-916-1609. 916-1609. 053-916-1609. Let's hear what you two have to say on our conversations today. Call us and share your thoughts with us on the numbers on the number on your screen. Call us and share your thoughts with us on the number on your screen. Let's hear your thoughts on all of the matters we have been discussing today. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What's your name? What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, this
Okay, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah. Please, we hold a press conference or something like this.
It's quite difficult to hear you. I'm unable to hear you clearly. Can you please position yourself better so that I can appreciate your comments, please?
Please, can I?
Yeah, please position yourself better so I can hear you well.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can. It's better.
Yeah, I had a call from my local FM station, one of the journalists that he wanted to talk to me about the press conference that we had yesterday in our...
Well, yes, yesterday we understand that you logged your district coordinating council office. Tell us why.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason was that one, the district coordinating director actually had control in the assembly. He can be absent for 1 month. When you're looking for him, you can't see him. That is one reason. Two, there are even contracts that we know at the NPP room that it was around there. Some of the contractors are finished their job. And we are waiting for...
Hello? Hello? Well, I seem to have lost him. We'll call and speak with him again. He's one of the protesters in the Walewale conversation. They locked up their district coordinating director's office, says that he's not shown up, he's not doing the work that he's been tasked to do, he's not working well with the people he's supposed to be working with. We'll establish contact with him so that we can speak with him the more, find out why he and his group decided to lock up the office. But you too can call and share your thoughts with us on the conversation we've been having. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. Would love so much to hear from you. 053. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
Yes. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lambo.
Oh, again, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, this is Lambo.
Lambo, yes. Lambo, let's hear. You were telling us why you locked up the coordinating director's office. You said he's not been showing up.
Yeah, the coordinating director is he's not working at the work he's doing at the office over there because we can look for him several times and he's not been there. He can be absent. I will say he will be absent for 1 month. He's not in the office. That is one.
Okay.
The coordinating director is like when we are trying to remind the party because when the party is going wrong direction about the consultation executive and we want to also tell them that this is how we will build the party in one is there, it's putting his work for me. And his office is not allowed to go to engage in the party because he came to do his work. He's so proud of us. When the executive went down for the presenting before election, we told us that he's coming from the youth. He's coming to town for the youth. What the youth have said, there are those we know the promoting director who have been able to let the release those jobs. So the youth also benefit from it. He's not been doing that. They are contractors, some of them are contracted, they have finished their jobs. They have finished their projects, waiting for the coordinating director to put his signature so that these people and not to be coming to the various communities for them to benefit on it. He's not been doing that. You are not one village in Kokura, is part of one minister.
Lambo.
Yes.
Yes, Lambo, we appreciate the conversation. The line is not too clear, and so we want to hang up and then call you back and speak with you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Lambo. This is Lambo. He is one of the youth that stormed the district coordinator's office to lock up the place. And so we'll establish contact with him and speak with him. We're not having a very clear sound. We want you to be able to appreciate the conversation that we are having with him. And so we will speak with him very soon. We'll establish contact and speak with him very soon. But let me take you back to Wale Wale. When they address the press there, you listen, and then we'll speak with him.
Doing the job that we are expecting him to do in this district. Why am I saying so? Yes. I am saying so simply because he is not punctual in the office. Even as we are here this morning, he's not in the office. Yes. And there are so many jobs, we need development in the town, which he would have been also, let's say, doing his job very perfect for the constituency to develop as the youth as well. He's not doing it. Right. Because there are contracts, the gutters are there are contracts. Some contractors are even about to finish their job. Some of them finish their job for him to approve, for them to finish what we are expecting in this district. He's not doing it. And so therefore, in fact, his work, we are seeing his work like, let's say, tribalism or something like human personality favor. For sure. And so therefore, we don't need him in the office anymore. Thank you very much.
What are you doing?
A lot. In fact, he's not doing the job that we are expecting him to do in this district. Why am I saying so? Yes. I am saying so simply because he is not punctual in the office. Even as we are here this morning, he's not in the office. Yes. Yes. And there are so many jobs, we need development in the town, which he would have been also, let's say, doing his job very perfect for the constituency to develop as the youth as well. He's not doing it. Right. Because there are contracts, the gutters are there are contracts. Some contractors are even about to finish their job. Some of them finish their job for him to approve, for them to finish what we are expecting in this district. He's not doing it. And so therefore, in fact, his work, we are seeing his work like, let's say, tribalism or something like human personality favor. For sure. And so therefore, we don't need him in the office anymore. Thank you very much.
What are you doing? A lot.
Well, so yes, let's get back to the conversation with Lambo. Hello, Lambo.
Yes.
Great. Yes, thank you again. Lambo, I mean, if the coordinator is not showing up, he's not working as much as you want, why don't you write a letter to the relevant authorities rather than storming there and in your own strength locking up the office?
Please, sister, the reason why we couldn't issue a letter is that, you know, when we notice that there's such behavior, you have such kind of behavior, the complaint was linked to as the assemble. Okay. And even we first of all even did an attendant, he should change the life that he's having in the office over there. But it was collaborating with him, with the party chairman. He was given an authority to really enter inside the office again. And he still behaved the same thing.
But Lambo, are you aware that what you did is wrong and that you could be picked up by the police?
Yes. Well, you know, the signal has been given to him already. One signal has been given to him, and it's like they have not engaged us. No party leadership has engaged us. We boys who we are, most of the boys are angry. Because no job for boys. You get that? And even there are some certain jobs, even if I can mention, there are budgets in Wale here, which they could also release those budgets for party boys, for us to also do that kind of job and get something for our families. Why is it that we cannot get that access? So if the youth are angry and the youth give the signal that please, your office over there, this is the mistake or the offense of your office, and somebody go ahead to give you an opportunity to still be in the office, doing what we were doing when the youth were complaining, it means that even some of the assembly staff have locked the place. But at the end, constituency chairman gave him authority to open the office. And you are not a politician. We know you to work as a coordinating director, but not a politician in the office over there.
Well, Lambo, have you spoken extensively with your leadership, your party leadership? You went there as NDC youth who are not getting what you need. You mentioned jobs. Have you spoken with your leadership, knowing that government is setting up 24-hour economy to be able to absorb a lot of unemployment?
Yeah, we know that. But the party leadership, if the party leadership would have been also, if the party leadership recognized the youth in the constituency, the first thing I would have even made them to engage us, not rather for us to engage them. They would have engaged us. Okay. You get that? But they couldn't do that. One of the youth leaders are here. Let me also hand the phone over to him so that you can also hear from him, sister.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Hello.
Hello, sir. What's your name?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Would like to know your name. What's your name? Your Lambo tells us that you are one of the youth leaders.
This is Sulemana, and that is the youth president.
Okay, Sulemana, thank you. Okay. Sulemana, the question is that
my allegation was only one allegation.
Okay.
I'm not, we the youth, we don't need coordinating director office to do anything. You understand?
All right.
We own our party, NDC, and we plan ahead to have the 2028. And anytime we sit down at a meeting for the party, we hear the coordinating director say this, coordinating director do this. I said, you are not a party member. So how come? We have a lot of coordinating directors. We've never ever had issue with any coordinating director in the history of Western Policy. We've never ever had that problem. We've even realized that assembly workers went and locked the police, and our constituency chairman went there and opened the police for him. Looking at that sector, what is going on? What do you have between our chairman? Are you here to save the municipal assembly, or you are here to save the party? Are you here to work for us? You are here to be part of some group. So we don't need the coordinating director. Everybody is doing their best. Everybody is doing their good work in the assembly. The coordinating director that we don't need. The youth, they don't need the coordinating director anymore. And I'm the youth president. Whatever the youth said, I'm supporting them.
Well, Sulemana, you are saying that for you in Wale, you do not need the office of the coordinating director. And so the laws have established the office. The president in his own wisdom has put somebody there, and you're saying you don't need it. How then do you expect some work to be done within the area?
Please, come again.
I was asking that if you say you don't need the office of the coordinator for anything, how do you expect development in the area?
What do we expect government to do earlier on?
How do you expect development to happen?
We expect the government to give up and coordinate the data who is coming to mind in business. Who is coming to be out to the office all the time, not to be absent a month, 2 months before come back.
Okay. So what will it take for you to open the office?
I can't hear you.
What will it take for you to open the office?
It will take for we to open the office or?
Yes. What would you need? Sulemana.
If like the phone have a problem.
I was asking that as the youth have gone there to lock the office, you say that you don't want your coordinating director to step foot there again. It is an office that has to work, and so we are asking what it will take. What would you need done to reopen the office?
You see, this is not the first time we engage with the coordinating director. The youth went there and then sit down with him and then discuss with him. Tell him, you are old man. Don't be interfering in our party issue. Just do your work as a coordinating director.
Okay.
That's the only thing we want. But if we are not getting anything, and you still be interfering in our party issues, knowing the group of people that you are working with and the group of people you are not going to work with, we will come back to you. And when we come, we are going to leave the office. Because we are struggling to get their campaign. We know how we know the kind of suffering and the money we spend to build the party very well here. And anybody who is interfering us, we are not going to give the best chance. We are not looking to do. We are looking for 2026 election.
Okay.
And there is a lot that the coordinator is doing. We are not going to even mention all of those things. If the government transfers him to different communities, he will bring those things and then they also come out. In the history of that coordinator, anywhere that he is, the letters come out and reject him. Go and listen to the coordinator in his history. He will tell us.
So you don't want him there?
We don't want the coordinator.
Lambo says, your colleague Lambo we just spoke with says that you need jobs in Wale Wale. As you are the leader of the youth wing there, run us through or walk us through the situation in terms of jobs for the young people of Wale Wale. Hello, Suleimana, could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, I was asking, as you are one of the leaders for the youth, walk us through what the youth need in terms of job in Wale Wale.
If we can put this number for you to call on that it well.
Are you saying we should call you on another number so we can hear you well?
No, I can hear you now.
Okay. We're asking, you are raising a lot of concerns with regards to the coordinating director. You say that he's interfering here and there, but your major concern is about jobs. And so we are asking that you run us through what it is the youth need in terms of job in Wale Wale.
Right now, you see, always what their position, they said, and in power. This is what we do for the youth. This is what.
Please position yourself better so we can hear you. We are finding it difficult hearing you.
We are also comparing our power. You understand?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we are finding it difficult establishing contact with Suleiman and Lambo, but at this point, we appreciate what it is they need with regard to their lives as youth. The NDC youth in Wale Wale have shut down the office of the coordinating director of the area. They say that he be removed. They say he should not step foot at or in the office anymore. We spoke with Lambo and Suleimana, who are part of the youth that carried out that exercise. They carried out that exercise. Let me open the phone line so you can call 053-916-1609. Share your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
What's your name and where are you calling from, ma'am?
Yes, I'm calling from Accra. My name is Frances Abdullah.
Hello, Frances. Thank you for calling. Please share your thoughts with us.
Yes. Good. On the issue of the Wale Wale NDC youth going to lock down their coordinating director's office, I think we need to condemn certain acts.
If you can hear me, kindly turn down the volume of your TV. It's interfering in our
conversation. We need to condemn certain acts, especially my brothers from the northern sector of this country. You see, it is not right, and we need to call a spade a spade. What is not right is not right. There are procedures in this country where if you have a problem with certain issues of this caliber, there is a process by which you have to go through. You don't just get up one morning and go because you are
an NDC youth and you think your party is in power, you go and lock down, an office. The coordinating director is not there by his power. Somebody appointed him. Somebody kept him there. So if you have any challenge, you don't go by locking down his office. You see, so the youth in Wale Wale and any other part of this country must begin to understand that, you see, if you want to solve a problem, you don't take the law into your own hands. With what they are doing now, the police can pick them up and then it will be like, oh, my party is in power and then, the police are coming for us and all that. But actually, the right thing needs to be done. So I'll plead with my brothers from Wale Wale and all other parts of the country that anytime there are issues of this kind, they should follow due process.
Okay.
If you need a job, this is not what will give you a job. So we should be a bit careful how we do things, especially we from the northern sector. This is why development eludes us as a region. You see, every now and then violence and all that. That is why our region, the 3 northern regions and all that, we are underdeveloped because of these kind of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Frances. Thank you for calling and sharing your thoughts with us. That's Frances sharing their thoughts. 053-916-1609. Call and share your thoughts on the conversations we've been having. I'd love so much to hear from you. 053-916-1609. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is from Savannah.
I did not catch your name. Could you please mention your name again?
Idris Lamin.
Idris, thank you for calling. Please share your thoughts.
Thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank you to you people for bringing this kind of information to the attention of the general public. First of all, I want to condemn this kind of act in no uncertain terms. Why am I saying this? If we want to allow the youth of political parties to do everything at all that is in the country, most especially even officers that are not politically appointed, then what are we doing? But I don't want to blame them so much. It is because of the promises made by the current government to the youth of this country. If you have promised the people you are going to give them jobs, and as we speak, they cannot find a job, what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do on? If you have promised the people you are going to give them heaven and earth, and now you are giving them hell, what do you expect them to do? Despite all that, I still stand on my feet to condemn this particular act. As we can all see, it is going around the whole country. That should tell you that there is some kind of credibility gap as far as this particular government is concerned. I want to urge our people, this kind of barbaric act, just throwing somebody out of his office, is not the best thing to do. Let us be careful, because the seeds you sow today are going to grow tomorrow and find you in the other side. Power is not static. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Lamin for calling and sharing your thoughts. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and let's hear what you two have to say. It's your voice that matters, and your voice alone would love to hear this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Ebenezer from Tema.
Ebenezer, thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Okay. Concerning Master COVID house raid, I want to condemn this thing because the government is under pressure from this LGBTQ Damai giving to his Jomama brother and all that. That's why they are doing all this, to take the attention from. But this thing is not going to cow any NPP member down. They should do the needful. Look at the youth. You promise them 133. 24-hour economy. Now look at what is happening. I will encourage the youth to continue doing it until they give them the 24-hour economy. Because they said they will give everybody job. It is very bad. Look at what is happening. Look at Master Kofi Jume's room. It is purely to divert attention from this Sadna Tamakro extradition. The pressure that is going on, the government cannot stand it. And I think it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Politicians don't learn. They don't learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ebenezer. Ebenezer from Tema sharing his thoughts. 053-916-1609. A few more calls and we'll be out of here. 053-916-1609. Let's hear what you two have to say on all of the conversations. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Roland.
Okay.
Calling from Ashama.
Roland, thank you for calling. Let's hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my concern is about the reading of the what is it, Wale Wale or what?
Yes, Wale Wale.
Coordinating director's office. The youth should know when they say when a government or a leader promise you a job. Sometimes you have to know are you qualified for that particular job, or you just wake up to go and demonstrate. You see, that's what you have to ask yourself. They advertise or they say, they'll ask, we need this kind of people at this certain job. Maybe you don't have the certificate set to go and do that job. When they give you this, bring your certificate, you don't have the certificate. To me, as I'm here, sometimes they run some adverts on television or things, some advert. I know that this advert that they are running it's not up to my rank or it's not up to my level that I can afford what the advert that they are. So I don't think of even at all watching the advert. You see? So please, I want to urge my brothers that they should calm down. They should calm down for the government or the leaders to do things for them. That's what I'll say. And what my brother is saying, that the government is on hit about LGBT and so and that's why they went and raid Master Kofi Juma office. So the MPP are they telling Ghanaians that the government shouldn't do his work. The government shouldn't do his work. The institutions shouldn't do their work. I don't know. This is an state institution that is doing his investigation. So they should allow them to do. The time MPP was in government, did they do their work? They allow the state institutions to work. So they should also allow the state institutions to work. There's no pressure on the government. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. I think one more call will be good, and then we'll end Ghana Speak. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Share your thoughts with us. Would love so much to hear from you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Madam. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes. My name is Samuel Bandi Abdullah.
Okay. Samuel, where are you calling from?
Yes, madam. On the issue of the Kofi Juma issue, I heard a man talking or saying that the government is on hit. The NPP as a political party should spare us all this. They are wounded. They should go and sleep. We know the worst things they did in this country. And so for them, when we are talking about governance in Ghana and whatever it takes, they should go and sleep somewhere. We are making Ghana a better place for all of us. And therefore, we know the things they did. Chachuchi Kata was in church when they went and arrested him and jailed him for no reason. So Kofi Juma is not a human being more than Chachuchi Kata. Thank you very much. And MPP, they should spare us all nonsense. Thank you.
Oh, please, let's keep our words very decorous when we are speaking. Let's speak with all of the decorum that we can. But that's all for my calls today on ABC in the morning, and that's how we wrap up the show. A big thank you to Daniela Noche for speaking with us, and for Fritz Delano and Megashi who joined us in studio, Lambo and Sulemana from Maliwale who spoke, and to you, my viewers and my callers. There's no ABC in the morning without you. I thank you, and I thank you so much. For more news, you should visit our website www.abcnewsgh.com. Interact with us via our socials at abcnewsgh_. I'm ABENA MANTE. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Do enjoy the rest of your day and have a very great week.